In action presented by Pinnacle Bank, the top of the second inning. Pitching is Santana Clark, Southwest Tennessee up to bat right now. Score is 1-0 Bevill State. Pitch is low. We have no scoreboard, so it's kind of impossible to keep a score count.
Shit, it is here. Very hot day, windy out here, and Brian, we're just trying to make it through, man.
Yeah. There's a hit, and that will drop into right field. The throw is not going to be in time. So Southwest Tennessee on board to start off the top of the second inning with a base hit.
Second pitch coming up here.
There's a throw, swing through, and a strike. 0-1 to count. And that's a tip foul, so it's 0-2's the count. And that's going to be a strikeout for Clark. First out of the top of the second inning.
So far, a good start for Santana Clark in the circle.
First pitch is that's going to be outside, 1-0 to count. Second pitch, that's also going to be a ball, 2-0 to count. And that one's hit over to second, gathered up in time. Shortstop will step on the base for the second out. And we're having some video technical difficulties. Bass is trying to clean this up as soon as possible. And foul away. 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count. Two and two now to count. And now 3-2 the count, full count. 2 outs here, top of the second. Bevill State leads 1-0. And swing through on that one for the third strike and the third out. Heading to the bottom of the second, Bevill State up 1-0. Welcome back to WJLX's broadcast of Bevill State Softball presented by Pinnacle Bank. Bottom of the second inning, Katie Puckey up to bat. 1-0, the Bears lead.
For people tuning in on the live stream, we'll have video up in just a second. Still have audio though here.
Second pitch, and that's going to be a ball. No scoreboard here, so we don't know what the pitch count is. And next pitch. 3 balls. So they might be attempting to walk Katie Puckett. And there's a strike. So finally on board with some of the strikes. 3-1 now to count.
That was right down the middle, Brian.
Here's 3-1. Man, Katie's going to be walking. So already a runner on first base with no outs. And here comes Carly Burnham. Carly, a absolute double machine. Here's the first pitch, and this one is rocketed into center field, and it will be caught for the first out.
And I do believe here we finally have video here on the stream, thanks to our boss back in Jasper.
Addison Rose coming up to the plate now. Runner on first base with 1 out. Outside for a ball, 1-0 the count. Next pitch is going to be a ball as well. 2-0 the count. And Rose sends this one down into the outfield, and that will be a base hit. So now 1 out, runners on first and second. And coming up to the plate, Lucas Fort Savannah Neely. Bass, last time we broadcasted here, she had a little nice homer, drove in some runs. Let's see if she can do that one again.
Had a really good game the last time we was out. Hope that continues here.
And first pitch, and that's going to be a ball, 1-0 the count. Next pitch, and that's going to be in for a strike. That evens the count at 1-1. Neely's going to send this over into left field. Another base hit, and coming around, here comes Puckett. Puckett will score. Rose into third. Meanwhile, a stand-up double for Neely, so the Bears now on top 2-0. Now up to the plate. I believe this is going to be Isabel Santos, another one of those hitters, the ability to get a triple. I do believe, Bass, if I'm not mistaken, she's, I think, 3rd in triples.
Oh, wow.
In the ACCC.
Look at her go.
Stats haven't been updated from and that one's not going to go very far, and as a matter of fact, it's just going to be a foul ball. The stats haven't been updated from the series against Central Alabama. but before that series, she was well up there. I don't know if she was tied for third or was a straight third, but she was listed in third. Next pitch, and this one is going to be shallow outfield. It's going to be caught by the shortstop for the second out. Meanwhile, the runners will hold up at second and third. Now up to the plate, the Carbon Hill Bulldogs, so it's back up to the top of the lineup, Santana Clark. First pitch, and that's very inside for a ball. The Bears, while we were setting up our equipment, did score in the bottom of the first inning. And we just saw a nice RBI double. And Santana hits that back to the pitcher, and that's going to be the third out, but not before the Bears played another run. It's 2-0 Bevill State. This is Bevill State Softball presented by Pinnacle Bank. Welcome back, everyone, to Bevill State Softball here on WJLX, presented by Pinnacle Bank. Top of the third inning starting now. Santana Clark still in the circle. Bass, she's pitched the shutout thus far through the first two innings.
She has, man. She's been doing good in the circle there, and hopefully she continues to have a strong game here.
First pitch, and that's going to be a ball, 1-0 the count. Here's the 1-0, and that one's very inside, almost hit the batter. Second ball. The 2-0 pitch, and that one's also a ball, so now 3-0 now. Here comes the 3-0, and that one's in for a strike. So Santana catches up just a bit, 3-1 now.
Beautiful strike right there, just right on the outside of the right.
Here comes the 3-1, and this one is going to be lifted in the outfield, and gathered it up for the first out. So the Bears with their first out. Here's the first pitch of the at-bat, and that's going to be a ball, 1-0 the count. The 1-0. And this one is sent right over Puckett's head and will land into the outfield on right side for a base hit. Bass, if Katie was just about 3 inches taller, I think she would have grabbed that.
I was just about to say it was close, Brian.
Very close. So 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Runner on first base. Santana looks and she deals, and that's going to be outside. Runner will advance to second base on the wild pitch. Bears lead here in the top of the 3rd inning, 2-0. The first game. And that's in for a strike. First game was a win by Southwest Tennessee, 14-5.
Beautiful, beautiful strike right down that middle, Brian. You could hear it.
Here's the pitch, and that's going to be down in the zone. I believe that is a 3-1.
Yeah, I think it's 3-1.
We have to apologize again, folks. We got no scoreboard here. 2 balls and 1 strike. So it's kind of hard to check the pitch count. Yeah. Here's the pitch, and that one, and now does make it 3-1. Santana looks and she deals, and they're going to be walking. Well, Southwest Tennessee now runners on first and second with 1 out.
Very, very warm day here, Brian. A little windy, but you know this has got to be challenging on these players.
Yeah, we've already had an umpire who got overheated, and that was a lengthy delay. First pitch on that was a strike, 0-1. It delayed the game, about 15 minutes?
Yeah.
While her partner came back out. The 0-1, and that one is in. 1-1 is now the count. Here comes 1-1, and this is knocked in and out of the park, but also in foul territory. So we'll reset. One ball and 2 strikes is the count. Here's the pitch. That one's down in the dirt. Evens the count at 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that one's down in the zone. We will run this to a full count. Full count pitch, and this one is knocked back to Savannah. She'll throw to the first for the second out. Runners do advance to second and third. Let's see if the Bears can hold up here and keep Southwest Tennessee off the scoreboard.
They've done pretty good so far, Brian, but it's getting a little tougher here. You got runners on second and third, as you said.
First pitch of the at-bat. That one's going to be down in the zone for a ball. 1-0 the count. Here's the 1-0. And she goes. Let's see here. And they're going to call this a strike. So 1-1 now the count.
I thought she had went for a dub. Was close there to say the least, but they did call a strike and 1-1.
The pitch. And that time she did hold up enough. Bat stayed on the shoulder. So it's going to be 2-1. One pitch, and this one's knocked into center field. Almost incredible effort. One run will score, the second one will score, and now we have a tie ball game. So runner on first base, 2 runs have scored here in the top of the 3rd inning. Tie ball game, 2-2. First pitch of the at-bat. This one's knocked foul. Straight up, nobody's going to get that one as that landed right amongst the stands.
Luckily, nobody was in the spot that it landed, so nobody went scattering.
Walker County softball tournaments this week, Bass, but
it is.
It's supposed to be scheduled for Friday and Saturday. They're already pretty much saying that Friday's not going to happen. There's a little hit. Going to shortstop. The throw, is it in time? It is for the 3rd out, but not before Southwest Tennessee scores 2. The score is even at 2-2. This is Bevill State Softball presented by Pinnacle Bank. Welcome back, everybody. WJLX broadcast of Bevill State Softball presented by Pinnacle Bank. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Let's see if the Bears can answer after the Southwest Tennessee. They scored 2 runs in the top of the 3rd inning to tie everything up 2-2. Right now, Skylar Black up at the plate, getting her cuts. This is already the 2nd go-around. The Bears have already scored a run in each of the 1st and 2nd innings. Let's see if they can break up the gridlock here in the 3rd. There's the pitch to Skylar. That's a ball. From reports that I'm seeing, Bass, the Walker County softball tournament, which could be going to 1 day on Saturday, there's another ball, could be stricken completely because I hear Saturday it's going to be bad also. So,
wow. Huh.
And with only 1 field at Dora, it's time is consistent, and Skylar Black is going to be walking. That's going to put her on base.
Yeah,
Brent Rapicki.
Definitely going to be interesting. I'm sorry about that, Brian, but to see what they do about this county tournament this weekend with the weather supposed to be going on.
Brent Rapicki now up to base, up to the plate. First pitch is going to be a ball, 1-0 the count. Yeah, and you know, as I mentioned, Door only has 1 field, and that makes a double elimination tournament a lot tougher. Well, you hack it down to single elimination, you still need a full day. And Brent is going to pop this one up. Second baseman is up for the first out. Meanwhile, Skylar Black will stay at first base, and here's a familiar face for us, Bass, A.K. Tyree. That was really fun. I had a 2019 state tournament shirt on the other day, and on it was A.K. Tyree, first pitch, and she's going to slam that one into foul territory. A.K. Tyree, Katie Puckett, Jesse Aston, and Caitlin Meckens were all on it.
Wow.
It's really cool.
That is cool, man. That's awesome.
So OK facing the 0-1 pitch. And that's going to be nailed right at third base. And the throw over to first is in time. That will end the third inning. We're heading to the top of the fourth, still tied at 2. This is WJLX's broadcast of Bevill State Softball presented by Pinnacle Bank. Welcome in, everybody, to WJLX's broadcast of Bevill State Softball presented by Pinnacle Bank. Top of the fourth inning here, Southwest Tennessee up to bat. Game is tied at 2 after Southwest Tennessee plated 2 runs in the top of the third inning. Santana Clark still in the circle, and there's the pitch, and that is going to be low in the zone for a ball. 1-0 the count. 1-0 pitch, and that was going to be sent over. AK cannot get it. It'll roll into the outfield for a single.
Just right over AK there, Brian, but she tried to get it, though, that's for sure.
Those little bloopers, when they hit right there at the edge of the outfield, are just an absolute nightmare to see if you're on defense. If you're on offense, you're loving it.
Yeah.
Because a speedster, you know, like Rachel Whitmer or Santana Clark can turn that into a double easily. And that is going to be hit over to shortstop and not able to connect it. Addison Rose tried to come up with it, but unfortunately that's going to come up as a error, And there's going to be runs on first and second. No outs yet. I don't even like to qualify those as error. I know they go down at it, but that was all the effort in the world. It
Oh,
wasn't
yeah,
just,
that was a lot of effort there.
Trying all she could. There's the first pitch of the at-bat. That's going to be slammed into foul territory, so 0-1's going to be the count. The 0-1 pitch. Down in the zone, 1-1 the count. And there's a bunt that is hit. Oh, no. The throw by Clark is over the head of first base. A run will score. And that's just unfortunate, Bass. The only way that you can put that.
Yeah, it was there, just right over the top of the head.
So now runners at the corners with no outs. Run has scored. Southwest Tennessee now up 3-2. First pitch of the at-bat. That one's going to be high for a ball. 1-0 the count. The 1-0. And this is going to be sent into foul territory. It's going to even the count at 1-1.
Got some dust being kicked up over here from the wind. Boy, it's kicking.
Yeah, without the wind socks, we'd be in a lot of trouble.
No doubt.
There's the pitch, another bunt attempt, and this one's going to be a foul. Leaves the count at 1-2. No outs here. One run has scored to give Southwest a 3-2 lead here in the top of the fourth inning. The pitch, and swing through on that one for the strikeout. So Santana nets her a strikeout. I believe it's the second of the game. I wasn't able to set up a stat sheet because we were running and put all this together, but most importantly, that's the first out. Runners hold up.
Sure. Still got runners on first and third.
First pitch of the at-bat, and that's going to be in for a ball. 1-0 the count. Another low pitch, and this one will run the count up to 2-0. Pitch, and that's for strike. So 2-1 now the count.
Two balls, one strike. Here is the call, Brian.
The pitch, and this one's nailed over. Tyree will look and throw it and tag up at home. The throw over to third base and a double play. The Bears get themselves out of danger with some great fielding, Bass.
That was good.
The Southwest Tennessee will plate one run, take the lead 3-2. We'll be right back with Bevill State Softball presented by Pinnacle Bank. Welcome back, everybody. WJLX's broadcast of Bevill State Softball, presented by Pinnacle Bank. Heading to the bottom of the fourth inning, Southwest Tennessee leads our Bears 3-2, but Bass up right now could be an opportunity to see a bomb launch. Katie Puckett, number 4 in home runs in the conference, and who has also been signed by Alabama A&M to continue her career next year. She's up at the plate.
Good to see her staying in the state, Brian, that's for sure.
First pitch to Puckett. And this one's going to be sent up, but it's not going to be far enough. And they have collected it for the first out of the inning. Carly Burnham, the former Coleman Bearcat, will now take her strides to the plate. A threat to get herself a double almost every single time at plate. First pitch. That one's going to be in for a strike. 0-1 the count. Second pitch, and that's going to be nailed into foul territory. Nobody can get to this one, so 0-2 now the count.
Maybe she can launch and get another double here, Brian.
That would be good. Addison Rose is up next, and she's always a threat to get a triple. So if we can get Carly on the second base, that would be very positive. Next pitch, that one's going to be outside for a ball, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. And she's going to nail this one. It will roll to second, the throw, and it's going to be in time for the second out. Addison Rose, with 2 outs, will head to the plate. Southwest Tennessee leads in this contest 3-2. Bears had a 2-0 lead heading to the top of the third, and then things took different turns. First pitch to Addison is going to be high in the zone. 1-0 the count. Next pitch. Oh, and she's going to rocket this one into shallow center field. She's going to head on up, not with a triple, but still very good with a double.
That is correct there, Brian. Really, really good hit. Just about midfield there, but she, man, she played it perfect.
Now up to the plate, Savannah Neely. We had her featured in our last In the Circle where we talked about that homer against Bishop State. Maybe she can channel some of that right now, because a homer would do wonders.
It would for sure here. Definitely need it here. Here's Neely at the plate.
First pitch, that's going to be a ball. 1-0 the count. The 1-0 pitch. That one's going to be high, 2-0 now. The 2-0, now 3-0. And Bass with Santos up next. This is turning out to be a pretty good situation for the Bears if they walk her, and they do walk Savannah. She's going to head, and with 2 outs now, we have runners on first and second base. And we're going to have a substitute runner come in, I think, for Neely. Can't see the number on.
Number 7.
Okay, so that's Caleb Butler that's going to come in and run for Savannah Neely. So runners on first and second with 2 outs for Isabel Santos. And one of those triples, she's in the top 5 in the conference, would be wonderful right now.
Be good to get one of those, but it'd be nice if she could hit it right over that fence, Brian.
Well, either result would get us
true.
two runs.
That's true.
At least. And she's going to knock it. It's going to be way back, and it is out of here.
What did I say, Brian? What did I say?
Well,
Beautiful.
you blessed her, Bass. It's a 2-run blast.
Beautiful.
As Rose and Butler will cross first plate. And she is getting pats in the hat is Isabel Santos. So 3 runs total for Santos. And that's going to give the Bears a 5-3 lead.
5-3.
And we're already back at the top of the lineup.
We are.
Here comes the Carbon Hill Bulldogs, Santana Clark. Great time for a homer.
It
Great
was
time
for sure.
for a homer.
It was for sure.
Bass, you want to call this? See what Santana's going to do? What do you think?
Look, man. If she can get another home run, we'll be all right. She does not knock it off, though.
0-1's the count. Next pitch. And that one's going to be rocketed for a base hit as it goes right by the pitcher. And Santana's now on base. And, well, let's see if the Roadrunner, Mimi, can pick up another one of those stolen bases. You know, last week she was just 1 away from being the nation's leader in stolen bases. And there she goes. The throw is not going to be in time, so there goes the Roadrunner from Carbon Hill. She's already picked up another one.
She put on the Jets, man. Look, I thought the ball was going to hit her for a second, but she turned on those Jets at the last second and got there.
There's the next pitch to Black, and almost caught by Chris Harris. Almost.
Hit his thumb, it looked like,
yeah.
But almost. How many times do you think Coach has been hit with a ball coming right at him?
Not a bunch. I think with his long, storied career, it's been a whole lot. Here's the 0-2, and that's going to be rocketed to shortstop. Everybody is in, and they're not going to get this because it was a whole lot of wrangling and everything like that. There's going to be a time called to see if this could be runner interference or offensive interference. You know, this is up to the umpires. I can see a whole lot of collisions. I can honestly see that this could go either way, Bass.
I didn't think she had interfered, but you know, we kind of look at it through the bubble glasses, you know, Brian.
Well, I mean, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I couldn't see it from the backside.
Yeah.
And where I saw it from, there was a whole lot of collisions going on, so I don't really know.
Looks like they may keep it, and yes, they do. So runners at first.
Thank you, sir. We had a wonderful explanation from the umpire. He came over and told us it was not interference, told it was multiple players that were involved. So because of that, that is not going to be interference. Hey, that's much respect and props for.
That is, man.
I love that.
Props, yeah. Beautiful. I love it.
So Santana Clark will remain at third base, and also we have Skylar Black at first. And looks like we're going to have a switch at pitcher. Let's take a 30-second break, Bass, and we'll be right back with WJLX's broadcast of Bevill State Softball presented by Pinnacle Bank. Welcome back, everybody. WJLX's broadcast of Bevill State Softball, presented by Pinnacle Bank. We have had a pitching change now for Southwest Tennessee. 2 outs, runners on the corner for the Bevill State Bears, who have already plated 3 runs here, thanks to a wonderful home run by Isabella Santos. Bryn Rapicki is now up to the plate. As we mentioned, 2 outs here. So Bryn could certainly do damage. Remember, the last time you were here, Bass, she had an inside the Parker.
Yep. She did indeed here, Brian. Hopefully she can do it again.
So Bryn is now up to the plate. First pitch, and that's outside. Taking off is Santos, and she will be into second base with no kind of throw.
It was outside, but they do call the strike, Brian, because she did swing at it.
So 0-1 the count. And here's the pitch. And that one's going to be high, evens the count at 1-1. Glad you were taking a look at that, Bass, because I normally, I take a look at the runner.
Yeah.
And, of course, we're lost without a scoreboard, so good eye on that.
Just happened to notice it at the last second there, so good to catch, but here we go with the pitch.
1-1, and that's in for a strike. That'll be 1-2 to the count. One ball and 2 strikes is the count.
Up on deck is A.K. Tyree.
Here's the 1-2, and that's going to strike her out. Well, Rapicki, but the Bears score 3 on a heroic home run by Isabel Santos. Bears lead 5-3. We're heading to the top of the 5th inning. We'll be right back with WJLX's broadcast of Bevill State Softball, presented by Pinnacle Bank. Welcome back, everybody, to Bevill State's broadcast, WJLX's broadcast of Bevill State Softball, presented by Pinnacle Bank. Heading now to the top of the 6th inning, top of the 5th inning. Bevill State is on top 5-3. They plated 3 runs, bottom of the 4th, on a home run thanks to Isabel Santos. Santana Clark still in the circle, and she's in front already with the first pitch strike. 0-1 the count. Next pitch, and that's going to be outside for a ball. Evens the count at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. That one's high in the zone, now 2-1.
Finally getting some cloud cover here, Brian.
Yeah.
Kind of killed that sun off a little bit.
I hope it comes to stay, Bass.
And
this one rocketed. It plunked Santana. The throw is not going to be in time as Puckett could not wrangle it in. And it's going to go down as an error. And let's see here. I think they're going to check on Santana. I think she's okay, but boy, it was a beamer that rocked Santana. Luckily, though, as I mentioned, she seems to be okay. We don't want anything to happen to those wheels.
No, not at all.
So no outs here. A runner on first base for Southwest Tennessee. First pitch.
That's over and will be gathered in by Ansley Lay. Or excuse me, that was Santos that picked it up.
No, it was actually Skylar Black who's playing shortstop. It's a fair hit, so runners on first and second with no outs. First pitch of the at-bat upcoming. And the delivery. This one's going to be knocked into foul territory. Here comes the 0-1. And that's in for a strike. 0-2 now the count. Delivery. And that's going to be a roller for a ball. Going straight up the ground, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. Sure did.
A 1-2 the count.
Brian, we don't have much longer left in this softball season.
Nope. We're in the final month. There's the pitch. This is going to be hit over. Santana's going to pick it up, the throw, and she's going to get the lead runner for the first out. It's good to see in that situation, Bass. A lot of times you go ahead and try to get that sure out on first base, but to get that lead runner, that works very effectively and helps out.
Sure does there. And, of course, it was AK that picked up the ball and threw it right for the out.
So runners still on first and second with one out here, top of the fifth inning. The pitch, and that one's going to be in for a ball. 1-0 the count. Next pitch, and this one's rocketed over to shortstop. Cannot get it. It's going to go into the outfield, and it rolls. And it's continuing to roll. 1 run will score. 2 run will score. The throw is not in time, so a 2-run triple. And Bass, just like that, we are tied once again at 5.
Just let the ball roll.
So a runner on third base with 1 out for Southwest Tennessee. First pitch, and there's going to be sent it straight back for a foul. So an 0-1 count here. Score is tied at 5-5. Next pitch, that's sent over to shortstop, and once again it gets past Skylar Black, and another run has scored. Now the Southwest Tennessee has taken the lead. It is now 6-5.
Just keep having little errors there, Brian. That just really, I mean, had the ball roll past them and had Skylar Black had it, but it just rolled right past him.
First pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. One out here, and now a runner on first base. Three runs have scored here in the top of the fifth. Next pitch, another foul ball.
Ooh, almost hit a car.
Count is now going to be 0-2.
Not anymore.
0-2 pitch. And it's knocked over to Tyree. The throw to second is in time. The throw to first will not get it. Did they say that she got it?
She got her.
She got it. So double play. We were heading to the bottom of the fifth inning. Score now 6-5 in favor of Southwest Tennessee. This is Bevill State Softball presented by Pinnacle Bank. Welcome back, everybody. WJLX's broadcast of Bevill State Softball, presented by Pinnacle Bank. The Bears trail Southwest Tennessee 6-5 here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Up to bat now, A.K. Tyree. She'll be followed by Katie Puckett. First pitch of the at-bat. Got to be in for a strike, 0-1 the count.
Hearing Coach Harris tell AK to turn it up, Brian.
The 1, that one's well outside, so evens the count at 1-1. Here comes the 1-1, and AK kind of had a dance out of danger for that one. It's going to give us a 2-1 count. Here comes the 2-1. And AK is going to launch this one, but it's unfortunately not going to be very long, and it's going to be grabbed by the third baseman for the first out.
It was a good hit, Brian. If she could have just launched it further, it would have been even prettier.
So are they going to now pitch to Katie Puckett, or are they going to walk her again? Let's see. Walked her last time. This is going to be down in the dirt for a ball, 1-0 to count. Next pitch. That one's going to be high in the zone, 2-0. 2-0 delivery. And now 3-0.
Looking to walk her again, it looks like, Ron.
And as we've well noted, Bass, the rest of that lineup has the potential to do something with this. So be careful if you're Southwest Tennessee. And there's a strike. 3-1. Here comes the 3-1. And now we've got a full count, 3-2.
Will she be struck out or will she be walked? Here we go.
Full pitch count.
And she's going to rocket this one into foul territory. Had some mustard on it, Bass, just not the accuracy.
So let's reset again. Full count.
And she's going to rocket this one into
Left field. Puckett's going to turn to second, and she will be on base with a stand-up double with 1 out here. Carly Burnham, always a double threat. We'll look to maybe change spots with Puckett. 1 out here.
Maybe she can even get the triple, Brian.
Yeah, that would be definitely good. There's the first pitch, and that's in perfectly for strike. You couldn't have a better placement than that. 0-1's going to be the count. Next pitch. That one's going to be down, and here comes Puckett to third base. And now there's the potential of maybe even a sacrifice for Carly Burnham. There's a lot of things that you can do with this potentially with Puckett now on third base. Here comes the pitch. And that's going to be rocketed out into the outfield. They get it in time. The tag up. Here comes the throw. And they're going to say that she is safe on the sacrifice.
Wow.
That's going to give us a tie game. We are tied at 6. And now Addison Rose, who, as we mentioned, is a triple threat, but her double really got things going. Started in the bottom of the 4th inning, is now up to the plate. So first pitch to Rose. That's going to be in for a strike. 0-1 is the count. Next pitch, and she swung through on that one, did Rose, for the second strike. 0-2 the count.
Tough there, to say the least, but nonetheless, I feel like she could swing this one off in double territory.
Well, let's see if your blessing is good for that, Bass. And he did connect, but unfortunately went to the pitcher for the third out, but not before the Bears tied this up.
That's right.
It is 6-6. We're heading to the top of the 6th inning. Bevill State Softball presented by Pinnacle Bank. Welcome back, everybody. WJLX's broadcast of Bevill State Softball presented by Pinnacle Bank. We are tied at 6 in the top of the 6.
That's bad. You got triple sixes there.
Yeah, I know. Somebody's going to have to break this apart. Let it be the Bears. Somebody's going to have to break this apart. Santana Clark's still doing a really great job up in the circle. It's mainly been an error problem. Santana's done steady control work. Here's the first pitch, and this is going to be in foul territory, and it's going to be 0-1. Here is the 0-1 pitch, and that is going to send the batter walking as hit by pitch. So with no outs, runner on first base. First pitch of the at-bat, and that's going to be a tip foul. Off to an 0-1 start. Next pitch. That's going to be outside for a ball. That's going to even everything up at 1-1. Don't forget, everybody, tomorrow night, Bass and I, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. We'll be on the air with a B&B show, and trust me, this is one show you don't want to miss because it's going to be wild. And that's going to be another ball, 2-1. We're going to be really stepping outside of our boxes tomorrow night. Well, Bass, we missed a particular interesting holiday. Oh, here comes Coach Harris. And looks like we're going to have a pitching change. Bass, why don't we take ourselves a 30-second break, and we'll be back. Back to Bevill State Softball, presented by WJLX and brought to you by Pinnacle Bank. We've gone from the Carbon Hill Bulldog Santana Clark to the Oakman Wildcat Jesse Aston now pitching. And that one is going to be rocketed out into the outfield, and that'll be a base hit. So now runners on first and second. Next batter up at the plate and ready.
Tied at 6 here in the top of the 6th inning. And a laid down bunt. Aston throws, and it's going to be in time to Rose. Meanwhile, runners do advance to second and third.
Good job for the Bears there to record that out. But runners do advance to second and third for Southwest Tennessee.
Now with the delay in time, are we on the second out?
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem with not having a scoreboard. Can't check it. And nevertheless, here's the first pitch from Jesse. That's going to be outside for a ball. Next pitch. That one's going to be down in the zone for another ball. And now 3-0.
Gotta change this up here.
Don't want to load the bases now. Here comes the 3-0. And that's going to send the batter walking, so that's going to load the bases.
Did exactly what we didn't need to do.
As I did mention, though, we don't know exactly how many outs there are. We've got no scoreboard. We do know there is at least one out, but we don't know if it's one or two. Let's see if Aston and her defense can dance out of danger. First pitch, and that's going to be outside for a ball, 1-0 the count. The 1-0. And this is sent to shortstop. The throw home is going to be in time, and looks like that was the second out. So bases are loaded, but we have 2 outs here. So with 2 outs and the bases loaded, Aston and her defense looking to hold them off. Here is the first pitch. And swinging through on that one is the batter for the first strike.
Beautiful pitch that was swung through, Brian. It was perfect.
Nice little off-speeder. Boy, when those are done right, they are a nightmare to try to hit. Here's the 0-1. And now 0-2 as Jesse is on top of the battle, 0-2 now.
Trying to dance out of the trouble here, Adam. Trying to dance out of it, Brian.
Here comes the 0-2. And line back to shortstop, a throw over to AK, and that is the third out. So the Bears managed to dance out of danger. Tied at 6-6, heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. We will be back with Bevill State Softball presented by Pinnacle Bank. Welcome back, everybody, to the Bevill State broadcast of softball presented by Pinnacle Bank here on WJLX. Bottom of the 6th inning, tied at 6th, and up to the plate now, Savannah Neely. Ready to take her cuts, Bass. She was one of the, her courtesy runner came in for her and was one of the scorers in that back in the 4th inning. It got everything turned momentum-wise, and of course we're now deadlock at 6. First pitch of the at-bat, and that's going to be in for a strike on 1 the count. The 0-1. That's going to be outside. Evens the count at 1-1. Bass, you and I were talking. Now the sun has gone behind the clouds, and now we got a hazy sun. It's become really pleasant out here.
Yeah, it really has.
Much more like our first game that we had against Bishop State. 1-1 pitch. That's going to be outside. 2-1 now.
Starting to get in the real springtime temps, so it's going to start getting pretty warm here, Brian.
I don't want that. I want it to stay like what we're at this moment. It would be fine. Here's the 2-1. And that's going to even the count. 2-2 now the count. Savannah back into the batter's box. And here comes the 2-2. And she swung through on that one for the first out. Now up to the plate, the hero of the 4th inning, Isabel Santos, who normally, as we've mentioned, Bass, quite a bit, is normally more of a triple hitter. She decided she wanted to add another one on that and just take it for the home run. There's the 5th pitch to her, and that's down in the strike zone. 0-1 the count. Here comes the 0-1. And that's going to be in for a ball. Evens the count at 1-1. Here's the 1-1. And Santos will send this and out into the outfield. Can they track it down? They do. Second out. Back to the top of the order, Bass. The Carbon Hill Bulldog. Santana Clark now up to the plate. Going to be very interesting to see once all the stats get all compiled and leveled out. Is she #1 in the nation now on stolen bases?
It's gonna be interesting, Brian, to see if she took over the #1 spot.
She's already #1 in the conference by about 3 miles. She's #1 in runs scored also. But what we're really wanting to see is she #1 in the nation in stolen bases. She had just missed it by 1. Last week.
I'm going to take early bets, Brian. I think she topped it.
I think she did too. Here's the first pitch to Santana, and that's going to be a strike. 0-1 the count. The 0-1. Going to be outside and even this at 1-1. Bears have Northwest Shoals as their next conference opponent. That series is supposed to start Thursday up in Muscle Shoals, but that one's going to be high. Something tells me, Bass, that thing is going to be moved. I think we might see a lot of movement on that entire series. Here's the 2-1. And Santana's going to knock this one over to the second baseman. The wheels are just a little short for the third out. So we're heading to the top of the 7th and final inning. We are still tied at 6. This is Bevill State Softball presented by Pinnacle Bank. Welcome back to Bevill State Softball here on WJLX, presented by Pinnacle Bank, and we're staying all local with our pitching bass. We started off with the Carbon Hill Bulldog, Santana Clark. We went to the Oakman Wildcat, Jesse Ashton, and now we're another Oakman Wildcat. Caitlin Makinson is now, she's coming in the 7th inning. We'll see what she can do. Remember last time we were here, man, she came in and was just absolutely killing Bishop State.
Flies.
Yeah.
It was killer to see.
I
Hopefully
mean,
she can drop off Southwest here.
she was treating the batters like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I mean, she was slicing and dicing, making julienne fries. So let's see how she'll do here. Ball game is tied here in the top of the 7th inning, 6-6. Here's the first pitch, and this is going to be sent out to the outfield. And this is going to be a solo shot over the fence. And just like that, Southwest Tennessee will take a 7-6 lead over the Bears.
Six is the score.
Poor Bryn Piggy, man. She took a hit to the hip by a ball earlier on. She is just limping, but what a warrior, still down there and squatting for the catcher. Ooh, hope she can get out of bed tomorrow. Ooh.
Yeah, no doubt.
So here's the first pitch, and that's going to be high in the zone. 1-0 the count. The 1-0, and that one's going to be down the zone. 2-0. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. And that one's also rocketed, but getting over and grabbing the first out is Carly Burnham. So 1 out here and no runners on base. First pitch of the at-bat. It's going to be outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. A 1-0 pitch, and that's going to be fouled back, and we will have a 1-1 count. The 1-1, and this is fouled right back to Makinson for the second out. She didn't even have to move barely at all. Gotta love those. So 2 outs here, no runners on base. Makinson looks and delivers. That's in for a strike. 0-1 the count. Caitlin checks, and she delivers. That's going to be low in the zone. 1-1 the count. Next pitch, and this is going to be sent over to A.K. Tyree. Can she get it? And she has got it for the third out. So the Southwest Tennessee will plate 1-1, take a 7-6 lead. We'll be back with the bottom of the 7th. Bevill State Softball presented by Pinnacle Bank.
We're almost beat the season record. What's the season record? 17. 16. 16 is school record 22. Yeah. How many more games they got? 20. Yeah, he usually gets one. About a week. We had we live in that town that had a tornado stuff. She had a bad weekend last week. But she did.
Welcome back, everybody. Bottom of the 7th inning. The score, Southwest Tennessee 7 over our Bevill State Bears 6. Bevill State Softball presented by Pinnacle Bank here on WJLX. Skylar Black will get us started here once again in the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch, high in the zone, up for a ball. Here's the 1-0. Going to be outside for another ball, 2-0. Pitch. Now first strike, 2-1 the count. Bryn Rapicki, bad wheel and all, will be up next. Here's the 2-1. And
this one's nailed. Skylar is going to
Safe.
make it with a nice little hit.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter, as Coach Harris says, doesn't matter how you get there as long as you get there. So a runner on first base. And looks like we're going to have a courtesy runner come in. This almost looks like Rachel Whitmer. We'll find out here in just a moment if this is in fact Rachel.
I want to say it is, Brian, but I can't see the number real well.
I do believe that is Rachel. So she'll be courtesy runner. Rachel's a top 5 in steals also in the conference.
Looks like maybe a number 1 there, Brian.
That would be Rachel.
It is number 1.
You have to think that the wheels are going to be turned on. She's, I think, number 4 in the state in steals. Of course, the Bears are up by miles in front of the second place team, I think is Wallace State. Total team steals. Bryn's going to try to bunt, and Rachel is safe with the steal.
Turning on the Jets, Brian.
Now with Whitmer in scoring position for Pickey, she can move Rachel over. In good shape. There is the tap bunt, perfectly placed. The throw, it's going to be in time, but meanwhile, Rachel is over at third base, so a good job by Bryn to move Rachel over to third base, and now here comes AK.
Good old AK, Brian, up to bat.
So runner on third with 1 out. Here's the first pitch to AK, and there's the tip foul. They throw it first, and that's going to be out. AK does make it to first base, so it's now up
2 outs.
Katie Puckett with 2 outs. And do they to pitch to Katie will be the question. Ansley Lay, I do believe, will come in to pinch run for AK. That's what we're hearing from Coach Harris. And once again, do you pitch to Katie in this particular instance, knowing her power, but the production behind Katie today has been stellar.
Gonna be interesting to see what happens here.
So 2 outs here. Southwest Tennessee leads the Bears 7-6 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And here's the first pitch. And that's going to be a strike, 0-1. So they are pitching to her. Lay is on first base, pinch running for AK Tyree. Here's the 0-1. And Puckett will slam this over towards the dugout. And now it's going to be 0-2.
That had a little fire blaze behind that one.
It did indeed, Bass. Puckett had a great hit over to left field, her last at-time at-bat. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that one's rocketed into the outfield, and it's going. Here comes Lay. The throw to second is not in time, and there, Katie Puckett with a RBI double ties the game at 7-7 here in the bottom of the 7th. So
And
now,
Carly Burnham, Brian.
if she can get a double, that could potentially bring Puckett in, and there's going to be a conference. And the pitcher circle. Now let's set all this up, Bass. Now, of course, we know that Carly Burnham is very effective at hitting doubles. A double here would do it. if she can at least get on base. We've seen some great production out of Addison Rose today that really got stuff started up. There's a potential right here. As I mentioned, this is a dangerous part of the lineup today. It's been very effective. So we could potentially see some fireworks here with the game tied at 7-7 and Puckett on second base. Any kind of production would really give the Bears further momentum.
Yeah. And Puckett's going to go out of the game. Here you got a runner coming in for Puckett. I believe 31 there.
That's going to be, let's see here, Catherine Hickey will be
Or
running
25, actually.
for Katie Puckett.
25 is in. Said 31. I meant to say 25 there.
So Hickey in now for Puckett.
What can Carly Burnham do here, Brian? Remember, 2 outs here, Brian. What does Carly Burnham need to do here? Let's find out.
First pitch to Carly. And that's going to be a strike. 0-1 the count. Addison Rose would be up next. The 0-1. And this is lightly fouled straight back as we'll reset with an 0-2 count.
One more strike, and it does it here, Brian. Pressure is all on Burnham.
Here's the 0-2. And that one's down in the zone, 1-2.
I believe umpire said 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Here's the 1-2. And this one is hit directly to the third baseman for the final out. We're heading into extra innings, tied at 7. This is Bevill State Softball presented by Pinnacle Bank. Welcome back, everybody. WJLX broadcast of Bevill State Softball presented by Pinnacle Bank. Emma Black now in the circle for Caitlin Makinson. Game tied at 7, and we already have the international run rule in effect as Southwest Tennessee already has a runner on second base to start out.
And here comes the first pitch. And that's going to be high, 1-0 the count. The 1-0. And that one swung through for a strike. 1-1 the count.
Good strike there.
Here's the 1-1. And swing through on that one gives us a 1-2 count. Now, of course, the Bears will also start off the beginning of the 8th inning with a runner on second base as well. So if the Bears can dance out of danger here, it would be good with their base runners. And this one is hit out into the outfield. Catching it down is Rose. The tag up in the throw, and it will not be in time as the base runner will advance from second to third with one out.
Very, very good catch, though, Brian, by Addison Rose. Saved the day there, but they did get a runner to third.
Here comes the first pitch at bat. And swinging through on that one for a strike. Bears going to have to hold them off here, Bass. Next pitch. And that's high in the zone for a ball. 1-1 in the count. The 1-1 pitch. And this one is also hitting the outfield underneath the throw. And Bryn Rapicki gets her with the throw. Great double play, and the Bears get out of it with the score still tied 7-7. We'll be back with the bottom of the 8th. Bevill State Softball presented by Pinnacle Bank. Welcome back, everybody. WJLX broadcast of Bevill State Softball, presented by Pinnacle Bank. Bottom of the 8th inning, tied at 7. International run rule in effect. Carly Burnham on second base, and Addison Rose is now up to the plate. She's had some good production today, Bass, and now with the runner on second base. Good opportunity for the Bears here. And Rose tries the bunt. And it was well outside, so it's going to be 0-1 the count.
comes the 0-1. And that one's well outside again, but this time 1-1 the count. Here's the 1-1. And that one's laid down perfectly by Rose. The throw is in time. Meanwhile, Burnham moves over to third base. And now up to bat, Kayla Butler. Burnham is the game runner on third base. And don't know what that was about, but let's get on back to business.
I want to say Coach thought that Rose was safe.
Okay. So 1 out here, runner on third base. Kayla Butler is up. Carly Burnham on third base could be the game winner. And that one's straight up but back for a foul. 0-1 the count.
Sun is beginning to set here, Brian, right at 6:30 here on a Tuesday evening.
Really hot earlier, but the temperature's taking a nice little dive to right where it should be. Here's the next pitch, and that's down in the zone for a ball. Got a 1-1 count. Butler back in the box and ready for the 1-1 pitch. Here it comes. That one's going to be outside now, 2-1. Here comes the 2-1. And now 3-1. Butler back in the box. 3-1 pitch. And now Kayla Butler is going to be walking runners on the corners.
Here comes Santos.
And Santos, who delivered that key home run back in the bottom of the fourth, now with a chance to deliver another key.
Believe they only have one out there, Brian.
They
so
do only have one run out.
Got a little room to play with.
The first pitch to Santos. And that one's going to be outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. 1 out here, runners on the corners. And the score is still tied at 7 here in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch. And Isabel will send this one over, and it's a double play. We're going to be heading to the top of the 9th inning. Score still tied at 7. This is Bevill State Softball presented by Pinnacle Bank. Welcome back, everybody. Bevill State Softball presented by Pinnacle Bank, heading to the top of the 9th inning. Score is still tied at 7.
Brian, I don't think I've ever covered a softball game that has went into the 9th inning.
I've actually covered one back during one of Curry's championship years, with Curry and Corner tied at 1 going into 12 innings before Curry actually built that one out. One of their 2 championship wins with Ashley Swindle, Justice Perry, and that great group.
Wow.
Emmett Black still in the circle. Here's the first pitch. And that one is sent right between Carly Puckett's hands. And a run will score. International run rule, we had a runner already on second base. So with that, it is now an 8-7 lead for Southwest Tennessee. So now a runner on first base with no outs. First pitch, and this one's going to be a bunt. Puckett throws over to Rose covering first base for the first out. Meanwhile, the runner on first does advance. Or did they say that was a foul ball?
They're going to call foul.
Okay, so foul ball. So we'll reset with an 0-1 count. Next pitch, and this is going to be in foul territory, so an 0-2 count.
Good hit. I saw the back of her shirt. I kept looking at you, and then I saw the back of her shirt. I'm like, my son's girlfriend's sister.
Batter back in the box, and you're ready for the pitch from Black. Here comes the 0-2. And once again, another foul. So we're just going to remain at 0-2.
Brian, you got a little bit of run around to do tomorrow. You'll be back over here, I believe, tomorrow for In the Circle.
Actually, we'll be up at the indoor practice facility in Jasper. Next pitch. That one's going to be a ball 1-2.
Then you got B&B tomorrow.
Yep. Which will be a very fun episode for us. I'm sure it will be interesting for everybody else. They're just going to have to tune in to see what we're talking about. Black throws the next one, and then now we're even at 2-2. We had not a major holiday, but 3 days ago we had a regarded holiday, and we couldn't celebrate it, but we're going to be celebrating it tomorrow night, and that one is hit for another foul, leaves it at 2-2. So you're just going to have to tune in and see what we've got cooked up.
It's going to be a fun one.
I can guarantee you it's going to be an interesting dish for everybody. It's going to be fun for us. Here's another 2-2. And that one's going to give us a full count, 3-2.
Sumiton Park here is getting full as we got some ball games going on behind us here, Brian, along with our game.
Here comes the full count pitch. And that one's going to be rocketed, and it is gone. 2-run shot, Bass, and that's going to give Southwest Tennessee a 10-7 lead.
Brian, I could be completely wrong, but somebody might want to check their glass over there, their car, because it sounded like glass shattered.
I'm not parked over there.
I'm not either.
Yeah.
It sounded loud, that's for sure.
So Black will be checking out. Let's take a 30-second break, and we'll be back with Bevill State Softball presented by Pinnacle Bank. Welcome back, everybody. Bevill State Softball presented by Pinnacle Bank here on WJLX. Kyla Edmondson now in for Emma Black as the Bears now face a 10-7 lead here in the top of the ninth. First pitch. It's going to be outside for a ball, 1-0 the count. Two-run home run by Southwest Tennessee, and also a single score. That's a wild pitch. Has gotten us to a 10-7 Southwest Tennessee lead. Here's the next pitch, and that one's going to be in foul territory. 2-1 the count.
Sun just finally starting to go behind those trees, Brian.
Yep. Here's the 2-1. And they're going to call that a strike. 2-2. The 2-2. And swinging through on that one for the strikeout. Bass, is this our first out or our second out? Once again, we don't have a scoreboard.
Yeah. We'll probably find out here soon, Brian.
Nobody on base. And the pitch is going to be in for a ball, 1-0 the count. Next pitch. And this one's going to be sent out to the outfield. And it is going to be down for a double. So a runner on second base. Bass and I do believe that this is one out. And here's the first pitch. And that's in for a strike on 1. Next pitch. And this one is rocketed. And the throw not in time. And I believe that hit Edmondson. Bass, you got a better look than I do.
Direct hit. And it's
and she's
looks
okay,
like she's
though.
okay, yeah.
So now runners on the corners. We do believe this is one out. First pitch. That one's going to be down for a ball, 1-0 the count. Next pitch. And this is going to be sent to Edmondson. Throw to first is in time. That was is 2 out. So we're heading to the bottom of the ninth. Southwest Tennessee up 10-7. We'll be back with Bevill State Softball presented by Pinnacle Bank.
Welcome back, everybody. Bevill State Softball presented by Pinnacle Bank. We are here in the bottom of the 9th inning, and it is do or die time for the Bears. Runner on second per the international run rule. And starting us off, Kyla Edmondson, the pitcher, will be up at the plate. Skylar Black is on deck. Southwest Tennessee leads 10-7. It all starts with getting that runner in from second. Here comes the first pitch, and it's going to be a strike. 0-1 the count. Is that Santos at second base, Bass? Can you see?
Give me a moment, I'll find out.
And that's another strike. I believe that is Santos.
That looks like Santos, yes, sir.
Okay. So Isabel Santos at second base. Edmondson awaiting the pitch. And here it comes. And it was way outside, and Edmondson held up for a ball, 1-2 the count. No outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. The pitch. And Edmondson will chop this over to shortstop. The throw is going to be on time. Meanwhile, Santos into third base on the sacrifice. Skylar Black will be coming up to the plate. And she has got to get some type of production without an out, Bass. That's the most key thing. Anything without an out. Here's the pitch, and this is going to be outside for a ball, 1-0. Bryn Rapicki would be up next. Here's the 1-0. And that's going to be in for a strike. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. And swinging through on that one was Skylar Black. 1-2 the count.
Gotta make something happen here, Brian.
Anything without an out. The pitch. And that's in for a ball. Evens the count at 2-2. Here's the 2-2. And this one sent straight on back for a foul ball. Will leave the count at 2-2. A walk here could be just as effective and potentially set up a tying opportunity for Rapicki. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be outside, and we have a full count. As I mentioned, a walk here can be effective because it brings the tying run to the plate. Light's beginning to come on, Bass.
It is indeed.
And held up, and that is going to send Black walking. And now Rapicki represents the tying run.
Gonna be tough here, though. Bryn's still favoring that hip. She came up limping, it's killing her. You can tell she's hurting, but nonetheless here, hopefully she can rocket this one off.
First pitch. That one's going to be high in the zone for a ball. 1-0 the count. Runners are on the corners with one out. There's the 1-0. And that's going to be outside for another ball. 2-0.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. Now 3-0. Boy,
This is getting interesting.
now AK Tyree
Has been slamming the ball lately. A bases loaded situation for AK would probably have her drooling.
So here is the 3-0 pitch. And that's in for a strike. So here comes the 3-1.
And a hit, and it's going to be fouled. So here we are at a full count, Bass. The pressure on. Another one of those situations where any kind of production is good, because loading the bases for AK would be paramount.
It would here.
Here comes the full count pitch. And Bren's going to pop this straight out into shallow infield, and it's going to be caught for an out. So 2 outs here, and here comes AK. Runners on first and third on the corners. If AK can add to her home run total for this season with this one, it would tie us up. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. One and 0 pitch, and AK chops this over to shortstop. The throw is going to be in time, and that's going to be the 3rd out and the ball game. Southwest Tennessee takes it over Bevill in extra innings, 10-7. Bass and I will be back to wrap it all up after a 1-minute timeout. Welcome back, everybody, to wrap-up time here on WJLX broadcast of Bevill State Softball, presented by Pinnacle Bank. Southwest Tennessee takes this in extra innings over our Bears, 10-7. Bass, it was quite a game here in the second one. Southwest Tennessee took the first game 14-5. This one a lot more battle-tested.
Yeah, it was for sure. They're just Bears couldn't get it going there on the offense really, and Southwest Tennessee just showed up.
So that will take care of everything for us here from Bevill State Field in Sumiton. We want to thank once again my broadcast partner Sebastian Black. I'm Brian Hale saying so long for everybody for this week.